folks, welcome back. Welcome back to the last review video on my RIDGID OCTANE hammer drill. We're late season up here in Maine. It's the middle of March, so we're kind of winding down with ice fishing. I haven't been in probably 2 weeks, but I wanted to do a final review video on this drill. I've used this drill pretty much exclusively throughout the season. I did use my gas Strike Master auger one time. Outside of that one time, I've solely used this drill with my nils, and it's performed flawlessly. But I still get one question throughout some forum talk I do, and that question is if I've experienced any cutout issues with this drill. So short answer, I personally haven't had any cutout problems with this drill and my nils. I've only had one cutout, and that was towards the tail end of the battery. I was drilling a hole, it cut out, I pulled up, reset, drilled another 2 holes, and the battery was done, completely drained, and it wouldn't even turn. So the battery was completely done. So I have no question that that cutout was related to just a low battery. But as you can tell by the thumbnail, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be running this drill to the point where the overload protection kicks in. If you guys have been following my last few posts on this drill, I've kind of lightly hit on the overload protection, and these RIDGIDs come with a pretty generous overload protection feature, which means if the drill gets too hot, if the drill notices like some over torquing, the drill will shut off, and it's more or less a protection feature. I personally like that about this drill. I like that it has that feature. It doesn't bother me one bit that it has that, but like I said, I haven't experienced any drilling problems related to the overload protection. The focus of this video is I'm just going to see how many holes I can get. I should be sitting on 30 to 32 inches. Last time I was on this lake, we had about 26 to 27, and that was probably 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5. And it's been pretty cold for late season up here. We're still getting well below freezing at night, and barely above freezing during the day. So we're still on pretty solid ice. So plan for today is I'm going to take this drill, I'm going to pop as many holes as I can till the overload protection kicks in. One thing I'm going to do is about halfway through I am going to clear the shavings, because once you get above 18-20 inches of shavings, you can really hear it in the drill. The extra weight of the shavings really bog the drill down. So what I'm going to do, in just fairness to the drill, I'm going to clear the shavings once or twice, depending on how much ice we have, and I'm just going to see how many holes I can get. So just some rough math. The first battery cycle I got out of this, I cut I think 136 holes through plus or minus 115 feet of ice. I'll put the totals up. I didn't look before I came out, so I'm just kind of going on memory. But the first cycle, over the course of 4 or 5 outings, I got through right around 115 inches of ice. I don't expect to get anywhere near that. This is a completely full battery. I did charge this before I come out. I don't know if it will show. Let's see if I can do. But it's full bars, full battery, just charged it. So I don't plan on getting anywhere near 45 holes straight, because the overload protection is going to kick in well before that. So I'd be happy if I got 8 in a row. I really don't know what to expect, because I haven't really back-to-back, I think, done more than 5 holes through thick ice. So I really don't know what to expect. This is going to be a learning experience for me as well. But I do want to say I don't feel like this is a realistic expectation of the drill, as to drill this many holes back-to-back through this much ice. So in my opinion, this isn't a functional test. It's more or less just to see what the drill will do. I feel like the numbers I put up at the early of the season were much more of a functional, real life, kind of real world use of the drill. Drilling holes back to back through this much ice certainly isn't functional, but I get asked all the time, if I experience any cutouts. So I just wanted to see what the drill will do. So what we're going to do, as many holes as we can. I'm going to clear the shavings once or twice. When the drill cuts out, I'm going to take the battery off. I'm going to clear it, and if clearing the battery lets me continue drilling, I'll continue drilling. If clearing the battery doesn't allow me to drill, I'm going to let the drill sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes and see if it'll cool down and let me drill more. So I'm kind of curious to see what it'll do. I've never pushed it this far, so we're going to see how it does. And I'll show you guys how much ice we have afterwards. That's got to be 30 inches. Yeah, there's 5. I've lost track. That's got to be close to 10. Whew. You just feel a little bit of heat coming in through the drill now. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18 or 19. Alright, cut out, there's nothing. Alright, so we should be right around 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and a half. So we're 19 and a half. I can feel some mild heat coming from the housing. I mean, it's mild. All right, so I just cleared the battery. Little bit of heat in the battery, not bad though. I mean, very mild, just enough to notice it's been working. All right, let's see if that makes a difference. Alright, so clearing the battery helped a little. So what we're going to do is I cleared it one more time. I'm going to start a new hole. I think I broke through that one. But we're going to see if one more clear does anything. Nope. Alright, I'm just going to let this sit. Alright, I'm just going to let that sit. I'm going to let it cool down for about 10 minutes. And we'll see how much ice we have. Alright, let's see if we can get a halfway decent measurement. Alright, the bottom is pretty much where my hand meets my wrist. So a rough measurement is right about here. So that's, I don't know, 28, 29, 30, that's right around 32, plus or minus. So that's actually pretty deep ice. Alright, so we'll just pick back up with you in about 20 minutes. Once that cools down, we'll see if we can get some more holes out of it. Let's see what the battery looks like. It's amazing. Still has 3 bars of battery. So essentially 20 holes, right back to back, no rest in between, you know, solid 32-inch ice. There was just a half-inch layer of slush under there, but outside of that, this ice is solid. Okay guys, we're at the 20-minute mark. The battery is cool to touch. Some very residual heat coming from the housing right here, but it's about 90% less than it was. We're going to try to get another couple holes. I honestly don't expect much. I'm pretty sure the drill is probably still recognizing the heat. So I'm not expecting much. You know, whatever we get is just a bonus. But let's see how it does. That one was pretty clean. Definitely starting to slow down a little bit. right there. Complete cutout. Yep, nothing. So we're gonna call that a complete test. I'm not gonna reset the battery again. Let's see what the battery looks like. All right. Oh, that sucked some life out of it. That last go around, there's 1 bar left. But that was an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 30 total. 20 on the first round, a 20-minute break, and I got another 10 before it recognized the overload protection. But I think that's good enough for the overload protection test. We're going to call that test a wrap. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's the overload protection with the RIDGID Octane paired up with the 8-inch nils. And I got to say, I am even more impressed with that than I was, throughout the entire use of the season. I honestly didn't expect to get anywhere near 20 holes through 30 to 32 inches of ice. I didn't expect to get, more than 10. I figured 8 to 10 in, it would be getting pretty hot. But this drill just continues to far exceed my expectations. I get asked all the time, am I sticking with this or am I going to try the Milwaukee Fuel? The way this thing's running, I'm not even considering going to the Milwaukee Fuel. It's a great drill. I'm not knocking that drill. But for the price I paid for this, with a 9 amp hour battery, I'm going to run this thing till it dies. I'm more than happy with it. I can't say enough good things about it. And I think this test, just proves it, for me at least. And I still get questions from the guys way up north in Canada. They're like, I got 4 feet of ice. How do you think that drill would do? I mean, after seeing that, I've said this in my last couple reviews, I don't see this drill being a problem up north at all. It's probably 32 degrees with 5-mile-an-hour winds today, so it's chilly. And as far as heat, I mean, it's just mild heat. I mean, it's not like this thing's scorching hot. I mean, the battery, I can barely feel hot. Most of the heat I feel is kind of right here where the chuck is. But like I said, it's mild. It's not like it's super hot. And another thing that really impressed me with this test was the first 20 holes I drilled. It still had 3 bars of battery, which is insane. I'm kind of surprised it went from 3 down to 1 after doing another 10, but that's probably just because it was getting hot. And actually we're back up to 2. Pop this off so you guys can see it. So we're actually back up to 2, which makes a little more sense. And there we go, there's a good shot of it. We're back up to 2 bars. As far as battery consumption with this 9 amp hour battery, in my opinion, you can't beat it. I love having this big battery. There's not one time I've worried about running out of battery. I do carry my handle just in case, but outside of my early season use where I was intentionally running this down till it was completely dead, I haven't had to worry about running out of battery. Even in cold temps, this thing stays completely charged. As far as how many inches I cut, just some rough mental math. I did 30 holes through 32 inches of ice, so that's 980. Divide that by 12, that's around 80 feet of ice, plus or minus. That's just some mental math. I don't know if that's correct or not. I'll put it up on the screen. That may be way off, but I think I'm pretty close. So I cut right around 80 feet of ice between the 30 holes, which I think is pretty impressive. I just want to summarize this drill. I'm just going to do a real quick summarization. I honestly don't know how many holes I've drilled this year. I mean, it's got to be close to 500. And I've done a lot of extra drilling, just for these like review videos. I haven't babied this thing. I can't say that I've abused it, but I certainly haven't babied it. I carry it around in my jet sled. I don't take the battery off. I just leave it in the jet sled and go. I've had this in below 0 temperatures without protecting the battery. I don't keep it in my jacket. I don't keep it in a backpack. I just kind of keep it out in the raw elements, and this thing has performed flawlessly. Up to this point, I haven't had one bad experience with the drill. Up to this point, this setup here is probably one of the best fishing investments I've ever made. Being able to carry around this setup compared to some of the heavier gas augers, in my opinion, is just invaluable. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up there. I kind of feel like maybe I'm rambling at this point, but if you guys have any further questions, feel free to ask. If you guys have an Octane and you want to share your experiences, feel free. But we're going to sign off for this one, guys, and we'll see you soon.